believes I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to episode 40 of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. It's been a second, but I am here sitting outside during the day, not at night, during the day. Different perspective today. And it is a perfect day, might I add. It is absolutely as perfect as you can get. There are a little bit of cloud in the sky, just a little bit. It is about, 73-ish, slight, cool, teeny little breeze every now and then. And the air feels good. It's just it's a perfect day. I love September. September is just perfect. Love it. Anyway, what's been keeping me up? What's been keeping you guys up? What is on your mind? What are the things going on in your neck of the woods? What are the things that you've been thinking about? I feel like everybody has been having a lot on their plate. I feel like, again, no matter what neck of the woods you're from, it seems like we all have our own thing going on. We all have our own BS to deal with. And I understand you have to have the good and the bad. I get the whole yin yang. You need to have the bad to appreciate the good. I understand all those cliches, and I know that cliches are, whether they're cliche or not, they still make sense and they're good words of wisdom. But sometimes it's like, geez, enough is enough. We get it. We should be grateful. We should be thankful. But there are a lot of countries that have been suffering for a long time. I mean, look at Israel. God, that poor country has been suffering enough. Let's just back off, There's just so many countries that have gone through a lot, India is just poverty-ridden, and it's sad. There's a lot of countries that are dealing with poverty, and a lot of countries dealing with a corrupt government, including ours. And it's sad because trust is a big deal. Trust is a big deal. And if you can't trust the people that you are supposed to trust, whether that's family, friends, your government, then that sucks. That leads you to be kind of negative and pissed and sad and frustrated and angry and all these things. And right now, I think we're all feeling like we've been betrayed and our trust has been broken. And again, not just from America. I think a lot of countries are dealing with that right now. And it's sad because we are the people that make our country. Every single person in the town, city, state, country, province, whatever that you live in, is exactly what makes that place what it is. The people that are in the shops every day, the people that are fishing every day, the people that are making things, with their hands every day, the people that are growing things, the people that are, researching things, the people that are studying things. It takes so many different types of personalities combined to make this world what it is. It takes so many different types of personalities and specialties and people that are good at, with their hands, people that are good with communicating, people that are good with art. And it's sad that we're like, pick a side. You either like this or that. And I talked about that last time, so I won't really get into it. But I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like so many emotions, one of which is just pissed. I'm pissed. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm tired of a lot. And I'm tired physically, mentally, all the tireds that you can be. That's me. That's a lot of us, I think. And then, I'm happy. Like today I said I walk outside and, it's like it's gorgeous out. It's a beautiful day. And so I'm trying so hard to look at that, to say, I need to either go out and make the world different. I need to make sure that I vote. I need to make sure that I get the word out. I need to make sure that I participate in some way, be the change, be the solution. And I also need to be grateful and not get stuck in the gloom and doom, because it's really easy to do. It's easy to just, you find yourself in a cycle of you want so desperately to be happy and in a good mood. And then if the world around you isn't, then it's that much harder to stay positive. And if your immediate world around you, meaning like your coworkers or your family or your friends, aren't happy, that makes it harder. If you yourself are going through stuff, I'm going through things personally with my family, and that makes it harder. I'm not sleeping. That makes it harder. And so when you have things, it makes it hard. And then part of me is like, okay, don't make excuses, though. You can't have excuses. But then I'm like, okay, but sometimes there are reasons for things that are absolutely legitimate and okay to say, God, just back off for a second. I have a reason to be in a bad mood, and I have a reason, I need to give myself a moment and allow myself to be pissed or angry or sad or whatever, but just not live in it. And right now it's kind of, I'm like all over the map, like I said, I'm started out kind of not in a bad mood, not pissed, not sad, but just kind of wanting to relax, and I needed to relax. My body wasn't really allowing me to get up. So I was on Etsy looking up art stuff, and, art makes me happy. So I was looking up art. And then that progressed into looking up things with animals and animal training. And then that progressed into things that are slowly making me happier, to where I felt more motivated to then get up and start participating in life. And then I thought, my dogs obviously need exercise. They need to be out, and I need to, at the very least, go out and exercise my dogs. So I got up and went outside, and I was like, wow, it's pretty great out here right now. Not too hot, not too cold. And then that, the sun, vitamin D, makes you happy. Outdoors, at least for me, makes me happy. So then that made me a little more motivated. And then I started looking around my property, and I thought some birds were flying by, and I went, oh, my bird feeders, my bird baths, my hummingbirds. I'll do that. And then I have yet to do that. I got sidetracked and thought, but I'll do a podcast first. So I will get to my hummingbird feeders and my bird feeders. And I saw this really cool bird feeder that had like a webcam in it, and you could check out the bird, like live footage of birds that come to your bird feeder. And then it also identifies the bird. It was so freaking cool. They're pretty expensive, but man, I want that really bad. And then that got me thinking about my property and all the things that I need to do on my property, but things that I don't want to look at as a hindrance or as like, ugh, but things I'm like, hey, these are some things I've been wanting to do, that need to do, that will get me outside, but doing something I like. And I thought, well, I do need to check on my flowers that I planted and maybe try to wet the ground a little bit and plant some flowers. But it's just funny how your mind, at least my mind, can't speak for everybody, my mind, it's like that Ellen DeGeneres stand up on procrastination. Although for me, it's not really procrastination, it's more ADD, but I start one thing and I think about another and think about another, and it's like, oh, a squirrel, oh, butterfly. And then, but it progressed from me being kind of, again, not in a bad mood, but just in a not really motivated mood, into a, okay, I can get out and at least get some things done. Still allow myself a day, allow myself the much needed rest, because I forget that concept of put on your own oxygen mask first so that you can help others. I need to take care of myself so that I can help others. So I thought, okay, I'll give myself some rest and look up some art. And then it progressed into getting slightly more motivated and, getting things done, but not feeling rushed. I did that the other day on the way home. I was coming back and I thought from the barn and I thought, why am I in a rush? Why can I never allow myself a day? Even my counselor is like, allow yourself a day. The Jewish community has the Sabbath, on Saturdays. I might be wrong. I pulled that out my butt. So if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't just speak, but I believe it's the Sabbath. I believe it's on Saturdays and you don't have your phone and all of that. And I love that. We all need that. I know that we all can't do that, but if you can't do a whole day, do an hour, do something where, again, I was on my way home and I was in such a rush to get home. And I'm like, why am I in a rush to get home? What am I going to do? In a rush for what? In a rush to get more shit done that I'm just doing because I'm being neurotic, because I'm being OCD, because I am not allowing myself time, because I don't feel I deserve time. That's just silly. So I took the long way home. I took the long way home. I took the country road and looked at the sunset and watched the silhouette, of the mountains and just took in the farm lands. And it was awesome. And I'm glad that I did it. And now my dogs have run off. Oh, Lord. Hey, Pooches, Nora, Mo, Henry, Charlie. Nora, Mo, Henry, Charlie. Come. Pooches, come. Okay, sorry. If I didn't have an interruption of an animal of some sort, whether it's cat, dog, whatever, it just wouldn't be my podcast, right? So, and it always messes up the sound whenever I get up and walk around. So, sorry. Anyway, but okay. So after all of that, though, I do have to say, when I was on the country roads and on the back roads, it started getting me on the train of thought of country, and my country in particular, America, and how much I love this country. And when you're a young thug punk little teen that doesn't quite understand all of life, you understand your life, you understand your surroundings, but you don't always understand the whole concept of everything and how, because it doesn't affect you. And unfortunately, sometimes when things don't affect you, you don't think about them, which got me thinking about this whole illegal immigration border crisis thing we have going on and how hilarious it is and genius. Allison, I'm so jealous that you live in Florida right now because DeSantis is the shit. What a genius chess move to be like, you know what? We're going to drop off in Martha's Vineyard, 50 immigrants. And we're going to see how you deal with that. And of course, the pompous people that they are when it doesn't affect them, they're all like, yes, pro-immigration and boo to anybody that wants to build a wall and racist, horrible, terrible people until it affects them. Until those same people that they claim to love and welcome and they're not judgmental and they're accepting and come. Now that only 50, a very, very, very small, minute percentage of people were dropped off there. And then they're like, I don't know where we're going to put. We would love to help, but where? Where could we possibly? I don't know. In one of your, 6,000 square foot mansions that have 8 bedrooms? Open up, an Airbnb for the people that you claim to be so in love with and accepting. Until it affects you, suddenly, you're not interested until it affects you. And I love how there's people that go to the extreme, these liberals that go to the extreme and compare people to Nazis or call them racist. They throw out words. They throw out the word hate and Nazi and racist like it's the word the. It's infuriating because those are very strong words. And it is infuriating that the same people that throw those out to others are those things. I know I said that they're very strong words to use, but I can say that the extreme liberals that we have right now are racist. The extreme liberals that we have right now are hateful. The extreme liberals that we have right now are behaving like communists. So I'm pretty pissed about the hypocrisy that people have going on, the celebrity hypocrisy, anybody, whether it's liberals, whether it's Republicans, whether it's independents, whether it's women, whether it's men, whether it is gay, whether it's straight, The hypocrisy in general is just driving me insane and infuriating. It's infuriating. Do not claim to be in love with the environment while you're flying around on your freaking private jet. Don't claim to be open with the border and want and welcome all these people and be a sanctuary state. Claim that you're a sanctuary state, all while being offended that 50 people or a couple of people are going to be dropped off, and then claiming that we are using them, that the government is using them, or DeSantis is using them as pawns. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just insane. And all of the crap that they've thrown at Trump that has been proven time again to be false. The fact that the media is allowed to get away with what they've been, they should be absolutely under. There needs to be new policies put in place that prevents the media from putting up news that isn't factual. Back in the day, journalists were actual journalists. They went out on foot and did their research. They went out and talked to people. They gathered facts. They gathered stats. They gathered data. They went out and talked to people. That was a true journalist. They were out on the front lines. And it's sad to me that censorship has become such a thing. TikTok, censored. All the time I'm censored. Facebook, censored. Twitter, censored. Instagram, censored. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit, and it pisses me off. And I just realized that my animals still haven't come when I called, because again, hey, Nora, Mo, Charlie, Henry. Bonnie is behind me. Nora, Mo, Charlie, Henry, come. Come, guys. Mo. Nora, Henry, Charlie. Sorry, guys. I know that you love hearing random, me randomly calling for my dogs, and then it kind of messes up the audio. Lord. Anyway, it is ticking me off at the hypocrisy, the lies, the misinformation. It's infuriating, and I'm scared to death that there's going to be a war. Oh, Charlie, good boy. Charlie has returned. I'm scared that there's going to be a war. And it's sad. It's sad to me that Trump haters aren't looking at facts, because it doesn't matter if you like a person's character, just like when Clinton, can't stand Bill Clinton, but the fact that he cheated on his wife has nothing whatsoever to do with how he was as a president. And I hate that people go by, if you want to sit down, good girl, Nora, yes, good girl. Nora has returned, and it looked like a Homeward Bound scene. Totally come up over the top of the hill, ears flapping. Good girl, Nori. Anyway, don't go by if you want to sit down and have a beer. Hell, I would sit down and have a beer with Bush Jr. He looks like he's hilarious to sit and have a beer with. Did I like him as a president? No. But I would want to sit down and have a beer with him. Clinton drives me batshit crazy, but I'm sure he's, he's disgusting, so I'm not going to say that. But anyways, Trump, I may not love the man and want to sit and have a conversation with him. I mean, I kind of do. I think he seems interesting. But again, that has no bearing on how he was as a president. Because if you look at statistics and if you look at facts, he was literally one of the very best presidents. So it's just, the world right now is insane, and America in particular is very divided. And the right thinks the left is crazy, the left thinks the right's crazy, then there's people down the middle that are like, hey, can't we all just get along? And it's a versus thing, and I'm just sad that there's versus, us against them versus us, this versus that, this way or that way, black or white. I don't know. Anyway, what's been going on with you guys? What are some things on your mind? Because I got to tell you, there's a lot on mine, but I don't know, I'm struggling. I'm worried about my son, worried if he's going to follow through with, gambling and not drinking. Anybody, again, with addiction in their family, it's just such a hard thing to balance. And it's hard depending on if you're the son, the daughter, the mom, the dad, the cousin, the uncle, the granddaughter, the friend, the spouse. It's hard no matter what, whether you're the person Going through it, that's the hardest. The person going through it has it the hardest. Addiction, dementia, these things I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Speaking of dementia, this whole dementia elderly care is pissing me off too. How we treat our veterans and how we treat our elderly is appalling. There is zero reason that a veteran of our country should have to go through red tape and bullshit to get counseling, to go through red tape and bullshit and wait to get medical help or mental health. That is bullshit, and they shouldn't have to pay because they literally were part of this country and put their life on the line for this country. So people that put their life on the line and fight for this country and fight for our rights to have podcasts and Twitter and be on social media and not get shot down deserve to not have to go through a bunch of bullshit to get the help that they fought for. And our elderly have had to scrimp and save and had things taken out of their paycheck and went through wars and are probably vets and they're elderly. And they also should not have to have their life savings taken away just so they can get care because they can no longer care for themselves. Or maybe they don't have family members that are able to take care of them. That is sad. The elderly that sit in assisted living and memory care facilities and don't get treated, they have the bare minimum. And to have that bare minimum, they have to get rid of their life savings. God forbid they own a house or anything. That can't stay in the family. No, has to be sold. Meanwhile, though, illegal immigrants can come waltzing into this country and vote, get food stamps. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Hell, they're just welcomed in by the thousands, just welcomed in. But our veterans and our elderly, God forbid, they get health care. Nah. The people that have been here the longest, the people that have been in this country the longest, the people that have fought for this country, our elderly have been on this planet the longest and have been in this country the longest, and our vets have fought for this country. God forbid they get health care. But if you're an illegal immigrant, tootling on into the country, bringing in fentanyl, sex trafficking, robbing people, murdering people, voting illegally. But are you going to fight for this country, illegal immigrants? Are you going to work? If you work under the table, that doesn't help this country. And the people hiring illegal immigrants aren't helping this country. They're contributing to the downfall of this country. And that's not racist. That isn't a racist thing to say. It's just a factual thing to say. And I'm getting real tired of people combining the two. You can have feelings about things. Have feelings all day long. No one can stop you from having your feelings. But then there's actual facts and statistics. And those are two very separate things. Like Ben Shapiro says, facts are greater than feelings. Not that your feelings aren't important. Have all the feelies you want. Go to your safe space. Go to your safe room. And then have all those feelings. But the real world needs facts and statistics. And feelings are important. Like I said, I'm not discrediting feelings. Feelings are very important. But when it comes to the economy and it comes to our government, we need to stick with stats. And illegal immigrants flooding into this country, no matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what country you're from. I understand why you want to leave a country that is a third world country. I understand why you want to leave a socialist or a communist country. I understand why you want to leave poverty. I totally get it, and my heart bleeds for people that live in those countries. It genuinely does. But unfortunately, we have poverty here as well. And it may not be poverty like in India, and it may not be, poverty in other countries, but we need to take care of us first. And if you want to live in this country, I believe in going through the proper channels. And any country that says, oh, I'm so terrible. Okay, Australia. Okay, Canada. You guys can't talk. You can't just tootle on over. You can't just walk into your country and not contribute. You don't just welcome us with open arms. Okay, New Zealand. Okay, China. You guys just don't welcome people with open arms and just say, come on in. Come by the thousands. So don't get mad because your countries don't like it either. So it's just frustrating that this government has abused its power and has run a country that was it was great. It was running like a well-oiled machine when Trump was president. And now it has just been beaten. But again, what I love about this country is that we will rise up and we can come together. We can unite. I'm walking and I'm going to see what the source of the barking is. Come on, Mo. All right. I see the crew, the posse. I hear the posse. Come on, posse. All right. Sorry, we're taking a moment to gather the posse so I don't have to keep stopping. All right, guys. Come on. Goodness. Okay. I'm retiring to the front porch. I've gathered the crew. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to go off on a tangent. It's just infuriating. I don't like, to sum up, hypocrites, lies, censorship, hypocrites from all angles. Don't care what it's about. Hypocrisy as a whole, out of anybody's mouth. Don't like lies. And I'm tired of our vets being treated like garbage and being thrown to the wayside. I'm tired of our elderly being treated the same, like garbage. It's infuriating to see people just not listening. They just are too busy wanting to hear themselves talk. It's just gotten out of control. I'm scared about a war. I'm scared for my sons. I'm scared of addiction. I'm still having PTSD over my mom and the whole thing and how COVID was handled with the elderly. That infuriates me. I want to look into suing. I wish I could sue Kate Brown. I need to look into that because the way that she handled COVID and how my mom passed still haunts me every single moment of every single day. So there's a lot on my mind. And then you throw in the fact that I'm also like, hey, it's a nice day and not a cloud in the sky. And hey, I'm trying to be happy. And hey, there's a lot to be grateful for. It's a crazy cobweb, just roller coaster of a brain I have going on. There's a lot of happy. There's a lot of grateful. There's a lot of appreciation. There's a lot of motivation. But there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of sad. There's a lot of scared. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. So, wow. What was that? Goodness. That didn't sound good. See, even my animals are angry right now. We're just all losing it, man. So, I'm wishing everybody some peace. I really am. I'm wishing peace. I'm sending everybody some positive vibes, positive energy, some peace, some love. And like I always say, just go outside, whether it's raining, windy, snowy, hot, just for a moment and take a breath. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. I really do. I appreciate everybody. Wishing you a fantastic day, and thanks again for tuning in to episode 40 of The Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney Perry. Take care.